Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. I am CallMeNakomi and welcome back to Call Me a Sports Fan. Of course, it's your number one stop for sports entertainment and news, guys. Listen, there's a lot of things going on this weekend regarding sports, and I'm so happy that you're coming here to listen to me and hear me just tell what I feel is a really, really interesting stories and storylines in sports. Of course, we have so many things coming up with it: college football, regular NFL football, NBA, and the WNBA, guys. So many things to go over today. I don't have any friends with me today. And Lamar couldn't make it, but I hope y'all could ride with me solo. You know what I'm saying? Just sit back, relax, and I'm going to go ahead and give y'all this sports content. Of course, before we start, please go ahead and like, subscribe, comment, and rate this content everywhere you see it. I'm going to see if I could get this content on a new podcast, but for right now, we're on YouTube, so go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe, and just share me wherever you want to see me. You know what I'm saying? Let some people know, hey, this is a really cool one. Go ahead, listen, and if anything, hopefully they subscribe, and I appreciate you. Thank you in advance, of course, as always. You know what I'm saying? But let's go ahead right into it. I don't want to take up too much of your time today. All right. Today, we're going to start off with college football, of course. Noteworthy games that happened, of course, this past weekend. America's team, well, not my alma mater, but my favorite team right now, of course, is the Colorado University, led by head coach Deion Sanders. Unfortunately, they got their ass whooped last weekend. Oregon beat Colorado 42-6 in pretty much, good fashion. They was beating them on the defense. They was beating them on the offense. Coach Prime needs to work on, of course, in the next season. They're going to work on, recruiting some good O linemen and some good D linemen to put some pressure on that quarterback, and some O line, of course, to protect Shador back there. Hopefully, if Shador comes back next year, but either way, that's people they're going to really need. So I'm sure that's going to be some of their main targets when they're doing their recruiting out there. We didn't expect for them to go, 12-0, 13-0 this year. But at the same time, we can hope, we can pray, we believe. I believe in Coach Prime. I believe in his mantra, and the things that he's trying to teach these young men. And I hope that program continues to become very successful. They have plenty of new fans all around. I don't want to call it trail bandwagon fans, because you know what, you can support some people because of the fact that you appreciate and you believe in what they're doing. So go out there and just do some great things, or Colorado, but they got beat by Oregon. Hey, go back to the drawing board, throw that away. There's nothing good in it, and just come back next time. Next game, it happened last weekend. Alabama came back to take down Ole Miss. They almost messed around and lost, but they came back. And of course, my alma mater, the Pennsylvania State University, of course, we are Penn State. We shut out Ohio. Sorry, not Ohio. I wish. Iowa, 31-0. Shut them out completely. Definitive win against another top ranked team. So really, really proud of my team. And Ohio State, they just barely came back in time to beat Notre Dame 17-14. You know what I'm saying? They had to score a last minute touchdown just to beat them. So, but hey, they still alive for now. But they're a good team, so we'll see what happens when we come against them. It's gonna be a barn burner. That's all I know. I need to check up to see exactly if that's gonna be a home game or a away game. Either way, I know it's gonna be a whiteout and it's gonna be a brawl, and I can't wait for it. Noteworthy games coming up this week. We have number 10 Utah facing Oregon State. That should be a good one. I want to see what Utah could do. I heard that they're a good football team out there. Texas is number 3 now in the country, and they take on Kansas, which is number 24. Kansas. I don't really know of Kansas being a good team usually in the college football, but they're ranked this year, so they're doing some things. Also, we have number 13 LSU. They're going to be facing off against number 20 Ole Miss. And I'm just like wondering, how in the hell is Ole Miss? They got beat last weekend, but for some reason they're still ranked and Colorado ain't ranked. Something don't sound right. Anyway, and of course, we are Penn State. Nittany Lions will be going against our I don't want to call them a rival. They're not really a rival. They're a journalist school. So, I don't know how much football they really playing out there. But every once in a while, Northwestern has a good team. They're playing Northwestern this week. And I know we're going to beat their ass and go ahead and add another win to the belt. So, here we go. Also, America's team, Colorado, is going to be facing up against Caleb Williams and the number 8 USC Trojans. That's going to be a battle. Hopefully it's going to be, not going to be as bad as the game against Oregon. But we're going to see what goes on. We're going to see how it goes. I think that Shedeur and Caleb, if they get a chance, they can sling it all around the whole entire field. But seeing is believing, and we're going to have to see him do it. They have, like I said, they need some help on the offensive line because Shedeur is running for his life every single week, and they need some pressure to be put on that opposing quarterback. So, but it's taking time. As Stephen A. says, it's fluid. So they're gonna build on it, and we're gonna come back. We're gonna fight till the end this season, and I'm sure, hopefully, I feel like they could at least win 6 games, and if they could do that, I think that qualifies them for a bowl game. So let's see what goes on. It's gonna be a party regardless. I'll meet you out there. I'll bring the potato salad. Actually, I don't do potato salad. I bring the macaroni salad. There you go. All right. Then on to the NFL, guys. On to the NFL. Good news. Just regular news. We have big winners and we have some big losers. But hey, you live to fight. You live to fight and play the game. Another week. You know what I'm saying? And hey, it's okay. We take our licks. The Niners, they stay undefeated, beating my Giants, 30-12. It is what it is. I wasn't exactly expecting for us to beat them. That was a really good team. And, you guys know my feelings about my Giants, and not specifically my Giants, but my quarterback. But it's not just the quarterback. The defense, I feel like we actually was in that game, pretty much for most of that game until we just basically take our foot off the gas, and we allowed San Francisco to just run some points up on us. We need to get our defense a little tighter. Our defense was holding on for a little bit, but we need to get them tighter so they can hold out, and we also need our offense to start clicking. They was not clicking at all, y'all, at all. I thought maybe they were going to start to get something going, but then the dam broke and 49ers basically flooded all over us. But it is what it is. It's okay. That's where we are now 1-2. So, hey, let's see where we go from here. We got plenty of games left in front of us. The Chargers finally pick up a win, which I'm happy to see because Justin Herbert is a baller. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, if it's the defense, if it's the head coach. You know what I mean? I think the defense is actually not as bad as it was before, but people are calling for the head coach's head already. It be what it is. Somebody has to fall on it. You have a great team. You have weapons up and down the whole offense. And you have a quarterback that is poised to compete in the playoffs. And for some reason, they just always fall short. And I feel like it's just always scheme related. So they finally get their first win of the season against the Vikings. And the Vikings are now 0-3. Paper Tigers. Anyway, also, the Bengals and Joe Burrow actually play on his flat tire of a calf and beat the Rams 19-16. It was a lower game than I thought it would be, of course, but it is what it is. The Rams, they I feel like they usually have a decent offense for the past couple weeks, but the Bengals came through. They had a decent their defense is decent this year, so they were able to keep the game close, and they end up beating the Rams. So. And then we have another game. The Dolphins, they beat the brakes off the Broncos this weekend, 70-20. 8 touchdowns from their running backs alone. 4 touchdowns run. I think Mostert ran in 3 touchdowns and caught a touchdown. And the backup, Achan, he said his name is Achan. He ran 2 touchdowns and caught 2 touchdowns. Killer. Besides, Tyreek is out there giving you 150 yards and a touchdown. Man, Waddle wasn't even in there. Could you imagine if Waddle was there? Biggest points in like decades, easily decades. So hey, they doing a damn thing. I don't know if anybody could try to stop that train, but hey, we're gonna see I think the Bills have a chance next this week coming, and we're gonna go over that in a couple seconds when I do my picks. And of course, the happiest part of my week, the Cardinals upset the Cowboys, 28-16. The Cowboys, who you guys were ready to just go ahead and start shining up that nice Lombardi, nice and bright, and just, putting it right next to Jerry Jones's pillow so he could see his face in it as he goes to sleep. No. Slow the roll. Y'all got to earn these. Nobody just takes Lombardis home. You got to earn these, and you haven't had one in, let me see. I had to be at least, 12 or something the last time y'all won one. I don't know. I'm in my 40s, so it's been a long time. So y'all have nothing to talk about. Y'all have to build it from scratch, block by block, and y'all whack. But anyway, it's all right. Y'all defense is great, but your offense is whack. So let's see what y'all can do next week. I'm happy. I feel, I don't know if who's happier, Stephen A or I. I hate the Cowboys. I said it. But hey, it happens any given Sunday. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, biggest games. Coming up in this week 4 for the NFL. I love me an overseas game, and of course, I'll probably have to get up very, very early in the morning, but I'm gonna do it to watch the Falcons face off against the Jags out in London. I'm looking forward to that game. I think the Jags are going to beat the Falcons, and I think it's going to be great. I love to watch overseas games because the overseas fans love them some football. I just can't wait to actually see maybe one day, one of these countries or several of these countries. I think that Germany probably could do with a team. I think that England could definitely do with a team. I think they would absolutely love it. And hey, did you watch the German game last year? It looked like a party. It looked like something I would love to go through. It looked like a big ass pub with like people, like hundreds of thousands of people just basically just tens of thousands of people singing Sweet Caroline, and of course they've been drinking all day. You gotta love it, and they didn't even want to leave. The game was over 2 hours ago, and they were still just basically singing all kind of pub songs. I love it. I love me an overseas game. Anyway, also the Bills, like I said, get to play the Dolphins, and I think it's gonna be a shootout. Let me see, who am I gonna pick to win? Bump it. Can't stop the bum rush. I'm going to go with the Dolphins. They're going to get Waddle back. I believe he's going to come back from concussion protocol. And they're going to have all their weapons. And I don't know if the Bills are going to be able to, if they could get beat by the Jets, I don't know if the Bills defense is going to be able to stay with all those weapons, from the running backs to to the wide receivers. It's going to be coming at them very, very fast. And I don't know if they can keep up. But we're going to see. It's going to be interesting. Also, the race to the bottom bowl is going to be taking place against the Bears, who have decided to challenge the Broncos to a slapbox fight, because that's what that's going to look like. Nobody's really playing. Everybody's just trying to pose. And I don't know who to pick. I'm going to say the Bears. Sorry. I have to believe the Broncos could beat the Bears. I'm going to pick the Broncos. If the Bears win, Sean Payton, silencio. You say no more. Period. Okay. Basically it's nothing but a contest. It's to decide which team Caleb Williams decides to avoid by going back to college for another year. That's what that is. Because I don't know if you would want to play for the Bears, who already have a young quarterback, unless they trade him away and decide to be the complete bottom of the barrel again, or the Broncos, who has another quarterback that they're probably looking to get rid of. But they would love a nice young quarterback to sit behind him and pay Russell tens of millions of dollars to be over the hill. It is what it is. Or maybe it's the Minnesota Vikings. Maybe. if they're done with Kirk Cousins, maybe he gets traded or maybe something else, basically. But I mean, I wouldn't mind if I was Caleb. I wouldn't mind going to the Vikings. That would be a good look. You know what I mean? They could get a better running back, but their wide receiver core is very nice, very nice. Anyway, my weekly picks for the week. Let's see who else is out there. I think that the the Packers at home. I say I pick the Packers over the Lions. I'm picking the Jags over the Falcons out in London. I'm picking the Dolphins over the Bills. I'm picking the Broncos over the Bears. I'm going to pick the Ravens to come back and play better against the Browns. That's going to be a very low-scoring defensive game, and I think that maybe the quarterback that runs the best is going to basically break that tie. The Bengals should beat the Titans, who don't know what their offensive identity is any longer, since they have no receiving game at all, and their running backs are not as dominant as they usually are. I think Anthony Richardson is coming back for this game against the Rams. I am picking the Rams. I think the Rams are basically gonna hold tight and outscore the Colts. I'm gonna pick the Bucks against the Saints due to the fact that they're going to Jameis Winston this week with David Carr being out. I'm going to, of course, probably pick, unfortunately, the Eagles to beat the Commanders. But Commanders, if you want to upset the Eagles, I will love it, and I will cash app you some money, please. And thank you. Another toilet bowl game, the Vikings versus the Panthers. Both of them are 0-3. I am going to pick the Vikings because they should win unless they basically need to be escorted out of the NFL corporate, organization altogether. I'll take the Steelers over the Texans, even though the Texans are home. I think the Steelers' defense is going to be good enough. The Chargers should beat the Raiders, especially at home. Unfortunately, the Cowboys will be home playing the Patriots, and I can only pray that the Patriots win again. The Niners should do what the Cowboys should have done, and the Niners should beat the Cardinals. And then you have the Chiefs beating the Jets. You go ahead and put that on the calendar. And, of course, last but not least, on Monday Night Football, we're going to have the Giants and Seahawks. That should probably be a possibly even match game. Please. I'm going to go for my Giants. I'm not going to vote against my Giants. I didn't do it last week. I'm not going to do it this week. I don't care what their record is. I always believe in my team, even though I don't believe in members of the team. Anyway, all right. So that's my NFL news. I'll take a tally of that, and hopefully by next broadcast video, I'll have the tally going on what our picks are for this week and for the prior weeks. But hey, we're going to go on to the WNBA, guys. Not the NBA yet, the WNBA, because there's some big things happening in the WNBA right now. The playoffs are in full swing, guys. The first round just got done. The number one seed, Las Vegas Aces swept the Chicago Sky 2-0. Asia Wilson and company, were basically too much for them. The number two New York Liberty also swept the Washington Mystics 2-0, so they're primed also for a very good playoffs. Enescu and Stewie, they're leading the way on their award tour for to bring a title home to the Big Apple, and I'm here for it. Really appreciate y'all effort, because Teresa Weatherspoon and them, they got real close back in the day, but hopefully you guys could bring it home. The Connecticut Sun beat the Minnesota Lynx 2-1, so they are also in the semifinals right now. And the Dallas Wings beat up on my Atlanta Dream. Because I'm in the Atlanta metro area. So I was hoping that the Dream could have got there and we would have got some chances to go to a playoff game. But the Dallas beat them 2-0. So it is what it is. And Dallas, you move on. They are now in the semifinal rounds. And of course, the Aces are up 2-0 against the Wings in a best of 5, while the Liberty and the Sun are actually tied up 1 apiece in that contest, and the Sun are definitely prepared to give the Liberty a run for their money. It's not going to be an easy cakewalk right there, but I hope to see actually the first of many Liberty versus Aces finals. I think those teams are built right now to contend for at least a good couple of years. So I'm hoping that this is Ali Frazier 1 with the Aces versus the Liberty, and it's going to be a fight for supremacy every single year with those two. And I don't really know if they like each other. I think actually the Liberty beat the Aces twice in this season, so I think there's definitely some bad tastes in their mouths left in their mouths. So it's going to be very, very interesting for the whole entire for the rest of the playoffs. And I know that Adria Wilson has some real bad feelings right now with the fact that she just lost the MVP to Stewie, of course. So she's going to be looking to get her lick back and get her and get back to the top, because I don't care how many awards you get, the one with the chip laughs last. You feel me? Yeah, exactly. So let's see what goes on with that. But now we're going to go on to the NBA. Oh, I'm so excited, guys. I can't wait for the season to start. I'm just looking forward to it. Of course, I'm looking forward to it because my LA Lakers, we are contenders this year. Don't get it twisted. Absolutely don't get it twisted. But, you have teams basically about to start their training camps, including the Lakers, who are starting their training camp. Actually, they started today, which is the 27th, out in El Segundo, where I left my heart. They already, of course, the Lakers, they had their mini training camp that Bron hosts every single year. I love that because he's trying to get the team together, get some cohesiveness before the coaches come in and start to put together the plan and the bricks around, this foundation. So, I'm really looking forward to it. They're going to start their training camp. All teams are going to start the training camp between now and the 3rd of October. And that's all going to be in time to start preseason on the 5th. The 5th of October is when preseason starts. So from right now on to the 5th, we have training camp. All the teams are in the lab, and we need to get all the confirmed roster members in the building, get them working, get them together so they're all on the same track, because the season starts on the 24th of October. And it starts, of course, between my Lakers and the not exactly the same Denver Nuggets on their ring night. I don't know why they always feel like doing that to the Lakers, man. Why we got to try to watch somebody? You just trying to wake up. You just trying to poke the bear. Ask LeBron James what happened the last. Ask your boy, I don't remember Cory Booker. It's not Cory Booker. What is his name? Booker. Anyway, Devin Booker. That's his name. Ask him what happened the last time he poked a bear. He lost the eye. His braids was looking all crazy. Go ahead and ask him what happened. 40 piece. Yes, all day. Plain and simple. But before we even go further into my Lakers a little bit, let's go on with the big news. The big news of the day. Dame Lillard has been traded. Finally. God, I hate when these trades take all day, man. He has finally been traded, and the team that you think that he's been traded to is not the team that he was traded to. No one saw this dark horse coming. Maybe some people saw it. Maybe some people had heard some whispers, but it wasn't done until it was done. And Damian Lillard is being traded to the Milwaukee Bucks in a 3-team trade. I mean, when that Woj bomb hit, I was watching my boy Dan the Laker fan on YouTube. He was just basically talking about some regular stuff, and he was like, "Oh, Woj bomb, boom!" And I was just like, and he had to get off. So I know I had to talk about it today. You know what I mean? Damian Lillard has been traded in a 3-team trade to the Milwaukee Bucks to join Giannis Antetokounmpo. And I was just like, you know what? I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. I'm about to tell y'all right now what the details of this trade is. So, the Milwaukee Bucks get Damian Lillard. It's a 3-team trade. The other 2 teams involved are the Trailblazers and the Phoenix Suns. The Trailblazers get Drew Holiday. They're Milwaukee starting point guard, Drew Holiday. They also get the Suns starting center, DeAndre Ayton. Also, they get a forward named Tomani Kamara. And they get the 2028 and 2030 Milwaukee first round picks. And that is unprotected. They also get a 2029 Milwaukee first round pick swap. Trailblazers are getting all that. I'm not mad at it. Honestly, I'm not mad at it. For Damian Lillard, I mean, he's a certified bona fide superstar. Number 70, a number 75 player in NBA history. So, yeah, you had to get a good haul for that, especially when the Stifle Tower, got all of that. They basically robbed the bank with Minnesota and took all their lunch money for, a dude who isn't a proven, winner in the playoffs either. Gosh, I don't know why he became Rudy Gobert. Yeah, that was too much for Rudy Gobert. But I'm glad that the Bucks. I'm glad the Bucks didn't have to give up their babies for Damian Lillard. But at the same time, I'm glad that Portland got fair value in my estimation, fair value for Damian Lillard. The Suns, just so y'all know, gets Yusuf Nurkic and Grayson Allen and Nasir Little and Keenan Johnson. I'm not mad at it because the Suns needed some depth, absolutely, because their depth was three men deep, if you're not counting DeAndre Ayton. Yeah, DeAndre Ayton, who wasn't a happy camper. Even with the coach gone, I'm sure that it was just some bad feelings all around the whole place. The owner probably was just like, yeah, get him out of here. We starting something completely new. And, having a $125 million center is not the business for a team that's trying to win championships. Because, unless you're a difference maker as a big man, they can replace you. That's just it. This is what it is. That's the NBA right now. So I'm not mad. The Suns got a center back, and he's a young center, should play some defense, and that probably will be the only defensive player they have on the team. And they get some pieces, and so that's good for them. The Trailblazers, I'm really, I really like their the fact that they got DeAndre Ayton, so they got a defensive anchor, in the middle, in DeAndre Ayton, who's still very young and could. I wouldn't say be a vet on the team. I guess he could be a vet on the team. He's been in the league for several years. So, but he should be very, very good with that young team. And also that gives Scoot, freedom to reign, just have a team and make it his own. And I think that he'll play really well next to DeAndre Ayton. Scoot will, just like how Chris Paul played really well next to DeAndre Ayton. DeAndre Ayton just basically needed somebody who believed in him and is a very good passer on those entry passes into the middles. And I think that DeAndre Ayton and Scoot should be a really good look. They just continue to surround them with some good players, Jeremy Grant, and that should be actually really cool. The one question about the whole entire thing is, what happens to Drew Holiday. I already heard that they're planning on trading Drew Holiday, so I'm not sure exactly where he'll end up. It'll be nice if Miami at least gets the consolation prize of Drew Holiday. I'm not sure still, though, of what they'll have to give up. I personally don't think Drew Holiday's worth first round picks. I don't think he's just worth some second round picks. I just hope that they find a way to just trade off some players and get a really good, stable, defensive point guard who I think that will fit right in with that Spoelstra defense and offense out in Miami, and give Jimmy another dog to fight with. So another loser, though, is James Harden. He's the last one left holding the bag after he tried to to force his way out of of another team. You know what I mean? And I'm sure that I'm saying that he's a loser because he's a loser, and because of the fact that so leverage means nothing. I don't care who you ask to go to. We're going to send you to wherever we want to send you to. And at least they respected Damian Lillard enough to send him to a contender. You're already on a contender. What's your beef? Y'all was in the playoffs. What's your beef? Sit down somewhere and play some basketball. And you know they changed the rules, so you ain't going to get all the money you think you're going to get if you decide to sit out. Who cares if you don't trust David Morey? You was stupid for trusting him in the first place. Plain and simple. You know what I'm saying? But I say the biggest winner, the Milwaukee Bucks, of course. Not just because they got Damian Lillard. It's going to be dangerous. It's going to be a amazing, look watching that team with Damian Lillard and Middleton and Giannis and Brook Lopez, and you still got Bobby Portis. They robbed the bank for real. How the hell did they end up with all that? And all they did was give up Drew Holiday and a couple of fries and some and a Frosty. You know what I'm saying? They low key robbed the bank on that. Somebody need to really. I'm not mad at Jimmy for saying that y'all might need to look into some tampering. That's not tampering. I mean, hey. It's all tampering, like the owners aren't talking to each other and scratching each other's backs and other parts. You know what I mean? Plain and simple. So they came up. The Bucks came up, but also the biggest way they came up is that this should keep Giannis happy at least for this season. Now I'm saying that at least for this season because personally I don't think that Giannis should sign a renewed contract with this team. I think that he should wait to the end of the season and then he can sign an extension. You know what I mean? Plain and simple. Because what if Dame, who gets hurt every year, at least to one degree or another, he gets hurt every year. Middleton obviously is getting hurt every year. What if Dame and Miller and Middleton go down? You right back in your same spot. Not saying that that's their fault. I mean, Lord knows with us and AD, it's something we got to deal with. But at the same time, see how it goes. You got a new coach and everything too. See how it goes. Don't just basically go ahead and put a ring on it. Just saying. Take your time, Giannis. Take your time. But anyway, back to the team with the dream, and they're so clean. My Los Angeles Lakers, of course, yes, they had their mini camp just recently on the low, and I respect the hell out of it because Braun kept this on the hush. There wasn't even no footage. Usually, you might have somebody getting some video behind some bleachers or something like that. All they got was catching some video of these dudes walking out and leaving, and that's all they caught. I'm proud of them, and I'm hoping that basically also creates a bond of chemistry to say, hey, I'm gonna protect you, you protect me. Let's start building those blocks right there from the beginning. So I'm glad that they do that, and they should have started training camp starting today. So I can't wait to see some more footage of that come out and see what's going on and hear what little things they got to say come media day. Right before their first game, right before their first game starts. You know what I mean? Of course, like I said, the season starts on the 24th when they face off against the Denver Nuggets, and of course, I'm just looking forward to seeing what their first 12 looks like. And of course, the NBA never does us any kind of favors with the matchup that they have for us for the first 12. I'm gonna judge by the first 12, not the first 10. I'm gonna go by the first 12 because last year we started 2-10. That is not cool at all, and that is not acceptable this season. You have a way too talented of a team, a coach that has been there already and knows this team. This team has lots of continuity and went to the West Coast Finals this past season. So I expect for them to get back on where they left off and keep it going. So I'm saying right off the bat, we go ahead and spoil Denver's big day and get a win. So we get a win in Denver. I'm saying that I'm going to give us a loss against Phoenix, because that's a lot of offense for us to figure out exactly how to defend right off the beginning of the season. So I think that emotions gets us to a win in Denver, and then we basically lose in Phoenix when they're trying to show their muscle, flex their muscle on us with their new team. So I'm not exactly sure how that's going to go, but I'll say that basically we'll catch an L. I'm just going to chalk that down as an L. Sacramento, I'm counting it as a win. I feel we could probably beat Sacramento, especially, like I said, we have continuity on our side. So, for the past couple preseasons, we lost a bunch of games. I personally feeling like I think that we go into this preseason and be about it, because I think that a lot of teams that won games in preseason came out hot and they kept it going. The Lakers, I don't think they even believed in themselves the last preseason. So I think that they come out with a whole new attitude and want to start winning. I think that they are sick of losing and want to start just running off these wins. So I think they beat up on Sacramento. They definitely beat Orlando. I think they beat the Clippers this year too. Why? Because I said so. I don't think the Clippers got any better, and I think the Lakers got multitudes better than they were last time. I think they beat Orlando again when they come back, and I think they beat Miami, because I don't think Miami definitely didn't get no better. Houston, they beat them. Phoenix, we come back and we figure out the formula and we beat them this game, going on our run real quick. Portland come through, beat them too. Memphis, I think we could beat Memphis. They're not going to have Ja. They're going to have some new pieces, and Marcus Smart's going to be there basically, but they won't have the firepower to beat us anyway. And I think that Anthony Davis is going to make it a point of duty to shut Jaren Jackson Jr. down. Period. Also, then we finish off that first 12 with Sacramento again, and another win. Another one. So, what am I saying? 11-1. That's basically where I am. Hey, maybe you want to call me a homer. No problem. It's fine. I don't care. I go with my gut when it comes to certain things, and I feel I need to actually see the team to really know what we look like. But at the same time, I believe in us. I believe in you and me. I believe that we can be something special this year, Lakers. Absolutely, Laker fans. Please hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you think about my picks for this season, for the Lakers, at least for the first 12, for my picks for the NFL. Let me know what y'all thought about my picks. Let me know what you think about the WNBA and the possible finals. If you think that maybe Dallas is going to beat out beat out. Are they playing? Yeah, because the Suns are playing New York, so Dallas is playing the Aces, and Dallas will not beat the Aces. But do you think the Sun will give a good challenge to the New York, or is it basically inevitable for New York and Vegas to meet in that final battle? Just let me know. Also, I was going to go over the roster right quick. But also let me know what y'all think about my picks also for the college football games coming up this weekend. But real quick, before I finish out with my Lakers talk, I'm just gonna go over the roster and tell you guys what I really kind of feel about this new vamped Laker roster. I really feel like it is a considerably better constructed team. It was kind of built on the fly after the trade deadline, but I think that we shored up a lot of holes of dead. Sorry to say this. Sometimes I just basically speak my mind, and the filter. I could say it nicer, but I don't sugarcoat sometimes. So it just is what it is. I feel like we got rid of a lot of dead weight. There, I said it. I don't know what the hell that was. Sorry, guys. I don't know how my speakers came back on. Anyway, we got rid of a lot of dead weight. See, that was blasphemy, I must have been saying, and that's basically the basketball gods just spoke to me. Please don't come down on me. I'm almost done. But we shored up a lot of holes. We had a lot of players that we still had on the team, but at the same time, they couldn't compete on the levels we needed. So we got some new players in to shore up those holes, and I feel that we are definitely far more competitive. We make so much more sense on the basketball field, court. We blend together more. We have more shooting. I hope we have enough defense. I think we do. We're big. I think we're switchable. I think we really, really work well. We have coming back, of course, I feel like our starting lineup will be Anthony Davis and Bron. And of course, it's going to be Austin Reeves and D'Lo. And I feel like we probably should go Vanderbilt. I'm saying Vanderbilt for the main fact that I think that we need at least one defensive specialist out there, and you need to go ahead and just keep him in the starting lineup for A, continuity, and B, to give him enough touches so that he gets real comfortable with that shot. I heard he came along really, really well with that shot, and I hope that translates to the basketball court. And he's able to continue to earn his minutes in the starting lineup so that we could continue to stay defensive minded, or at least defensively competitive in the beginning of the games. But then, of course, we have our LeBron, to me, our LeBron 2.0, or our LeBron 2, which is Rui Hachimura, same body. Maybe even a longer wingspan. You never know. I'm not saying he's Bron, but at the same time, he gives you a lot of Bron stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I like to see him off the bench. And we have newcomers to the team. We have Jackson Hayes, who should be a decent backup center. We'll see how many minutes he gets, because one of our other new acquired players is Christian Wood, one of many players that the Lakers have wanted for a very long time. I think that he should play very well against next to Anthony Davis. I want to see what they look like together on the court. And I hope that he has gotten over some selfish things that people said have rumored that he shows, and I think thinks highly of himself. And I hope he does think highly of himself, because to play in LA, you got to be very, very confident. You know what I mean? So I'm glad you bring that same energy, but bring your energy to play with others. You know, this is a team sport. So, you want to be part of this dynasty, you got to play. You got to play well. You got to play well with your teammates and dominate. Period. Of course, we also have Taurean Prince, who I very much loved for a very long time. I'm glad we actually got him on our team. We got Cam Reddish, who, I've seen he put up points here and there, but he never had anything really consistent. So I'm hoping that he can find a little home here for a while with some players and people who very much believe in him and only want to see him do well. Go ahead. You could be here for a short rental, or you might be here longer, and that's all up to you. Play your way into a new contract, or play your way into a new contract for another team, and I'm sure either way your money will go up. Also, we got Gabe Vincent. As I covered a bunch of this in previous videos, maybe you guys have seen it, maybe some earlier videos I need to basically drop on this channel. Call me a sports fan. But Gabe Vincent, we got him from the Miami Heat. He played really well for them in the playoffs, and I'm glad that we have him here as like a replacement for Schroeder. I'm glad that Schroeder got a nice contract, but I'm sad to see him go. He was a spark plug, and I'm hoping that Gabe Vincent can fill those shoes. I feel like he'll be a mature player who could give us some shooting, and I hope that he could rise to the occasion like he did the last time when he was with the Heat. I hope that he could do that for us in those crunch time minutes and help us to win games. Also, our young guys, I'm really, really excited to see what our young guys can do, starting off with Max Christie, one of our draft picks from last year, and also our new draft picks, Jalen Hood-Schifino, who should be our maybe point guard of the future, hopefully, fingers crossed, and Maxwell Lewis, who could be, you never know, it could be a amazing 2-3 scorer, small forward of the future, guys. So I'm very, very intrigued to see what these new players and old players can do together and come together as one cohesive unit to bring another chip back to the LA. Because you know what? I've never been to a championship parade, but if we win this year, I'm going. I'm buying my tickets and I will be there and I will be live from the parade. I pray and hope that that's basically what happens. But if it doesn't, bump that. Championship or bust every single year, guys, because that's what we do. We hang championship banners. You guys can hang all the other cloths that you feel like. But hey, it is what it is. Well, that's my episode for today, guys. Going over a lot of different topics today. We went over from college football to professional football to the NBA to the WNBA. Just all around, and I can't wait for other events to happen and other sports to cover, guys. I just want you to come through and just sit down and listen and get a nice recap on all the things happening in sports. This is me, CallMeNakomi, and this is Call Me a Sports Fan. I hope to see you guys again soon. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share these episodes with your friends, and hopefully I'll get a new subscriber. And I appreciate you guys for all the support that you give us. Please also, you can find me on Instagram at CallMeNakomi or on X at CallMeNakomi, the number 1. And you can always send me an email at CallMeNakomi@gmail.com. Until next time, take care of yourself, take care of each other, teach a kid how to play a sport, teach a kid how to do a crossover. You know what I mean? It's just something that you and your children and your people and your loved ones will really enjoy and just have great moments to experience the rest of your life. Sports. It's the great thing that brings us all together. I swear to you. Anyway, love you guys. Appreciate you. Have a good evening. Peace.